This.
Damn. Alright, Venge on the other. Chen Venge. Chen vs Venge. No, Chen vs. And what?
I should probably read chat. They're probably all like copy pasting all the heroes. No, there's a lot of laughing though.
Doom was their
Doom
last pick, right?
pick. Yeah. Enigma, that was their fourth. Okay. And Dragon Knight.
The reason I'm spending so hard time to write this down was because currently Ghost of Gamer has a statistic project going on.
Mm-hmm.
Made by
Shostakovich?
Yes. I just call him Show. It's easy.
It's lazy, man. Come on.
So I'm trying to help him get the stats.
You take the time to learn how to say Victor. You can't say Shostakovich.
Oh, come on. Alright, for people that might be just joining us, or maybe this is where the VODs is going to get uncut, we are watching CLG versus Fnatic. CLG coming off by a 1-game loss, and this is game number 2 of the Premier League, which is sponsored by Twitch TV, hosted by Ange, and brought to you guys by JotoCommentaries.com. Purge is the chocolatey smooth voice. On the,
chocolatey, I've never heard that word.
You know,
usually, I usually say just sexy.
Okay, well, same thing.
It's very appropriate. Right.
No, I actually cast it with Waga, and someone described his voice like that.
Chocolatey smooth.
And he's like, don't ever describe my voice like that.
I'm less insulted, I guess.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Alright, so CLG on the dire side, and the hero is going to be, in order of picks, Anti-Mage, Venomancer, Enchantress, Windrunner, and Beastmaster. And it seems like they're going to run a Windrunner bottom, Enchantress in the jungle, and Beastmaster top. Dual lane mid.
And I think they're going to do a dual lane with Anti-Mage and Venomancer.
Yep.
On the mid lane, which is pretty cool stuff. So let's go over I'll go over Fnatic here. Mitch is playing the Enigma, and then we have Victor playing the Chen, as well as cool little play there. Did you see what Chen just did?
Yeah, it's they send the creep back. Actually,
I've never seen somebody do that before.
They've been doing quite a bit. I'm surprised that Enigma did not deny creep right now. He does have 4 clarity, so he does design it. I guess he wants the Eidolons in the lane for a little bit last setting. Yeah, that's what he's going for. So it's going to be a Doom versus Venom mid. Venom misses a Gale with the Invis.
It's a little bit of a loss, not the biggest thing ever. You know, Anti-Mage did not have his mana drain yet, and he didn't have Poison Sting, so the damage done wouldn't have been too significant. Right. And the last heroes on the bottom, this is the new stand-in Overhero, Busu's playing the Vengeful Spirit. The other guy had a connection problem, and finally, Gordon. Yeah, Gordon going to be playing the Dragon Knight.
Yep. On the other side here, we have Highcap going to be playing the Windrunner. Generally, Pinoy plays this role. Pinoy is going to be playing the Venomancer on the mid lane. Loda, of course, on the farming Anti-Mage. Gale does hit this time, and they're going to do quite a bit of harass on Grizzin. We have Aki playing the Enchantress in the jungle. On the top lane here, Miracle on that Beastmaster.
And Windrunner and Venge trading a lot of hits here. Very, very many hits. It's actually kind of bad for Venge because he actually only went to lane with 1 tango. He's actually going to pop his last tango and be out of regen here. The Sentry Ward does get placed down by the Chen to de-ward that Observer Ward, which is successful. We'll see if they go for the next one, but I hear a stun on Windrunner, and there's the next stun by Dragon Knight. Are they being able to get the kill? No. Windrunner is used at the perfect time there by Windrunner, and it's going to keep him alive absolutely fine.
Yep, a huge treat wave stacked against her, and she's going to get some really nice EXP there, just hitting level 2. She's going to have maybe level 3.5 after this wave. And generally that is okay, but against the Chen, you always got to worry about is a push coming in, where we can have a backstab circling around like here. It's always very dangerous. We got first blood on the top lane here. Pretty standard stuff.
They do get him with the, looks like a Centaur.
Yep.
And a little bit of slow. We actually didn't even have slow from Beastmaster, so I'm assuming they got around behind him or something like that. And you have to be so careful soloing as an Enigma on those hard lanes. It's actually a very, very difficult lane to pull off because you have to use your Eidolons to get all of your last hits pretty much and possibly get some scouting on things like that. So a little bit of a mistake there from Enigma is going to push him back a little bit against this Beastmaster.
Yeah, you do have something going for you in terms of, pulling the creep wave back to your tower. But you can't spam, or you don't have the mana pool to really spam that demonic conversion because it takes a lot. Not like a lich where, it heals yourself or heals your mana pool when you do that. But back in the mid lane here, as we see a pause going on, good time to check out farm. Anti-Mage has 12 and 6, Jesus. And Doombringer has 5 and 0, so you can say the lane is really much so in the favor of CLG. And Venomancer has no last hits in the night. Back on the bot here, we have Windrunner with 7-1 and 8-5 on the top for Beastmaster. So overall, CLG farming really nicely.
Yeah, and Anti-Mage versus Doombringer is really good for the Anti-Mage. Doombringer is already a hero that doesn't have much lane contribution at all, and his mana pool is very low, so all Anti-Mage has to do is hit him once in a while, drain his mana. He doesn't even have mana for a Devourer right now. He
Right.
might be farming a bottle, he's 60 gold away, and at that point he's going to be sitting a little bit better because Burst mana regen is better than mana over time when you're up against an Anti-Mage, but not going to be a good situation for Doombringer here.
Yeah, I don't think he would like to pick up a bottle, but he's going to be forced to pick up a bottle in the situation because if you have Devour sitting on cooldown and don't have mana casted, that's not good at all. Not good at all. And he is maxing the or assumes like I assume he's maxing Devour, as that is a very standard way to build it. Back on the bot lane, a teleportation comes in. That is a Vengeful Spirit holding on one tango. I wonder if they're going to do a smoke gank. They do have the Chen creeps right here, and this can be a very deadly ganking force into a push, especially again if they do something like a wraparound on the tower like this. Windrunner very low HP at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get the Windrunner gank off, though. They're going to have to get behind him with that Tornado and the stuns from Vengeful Spirit as well. The Chen is leveling up Test of Faith, which is generally the better ability to max out, and we'll see if they drop down the Sentry to prevent the Warding, or they might just wait a couple minutes. But no, they're actually going to pop a smoke. Cool play here. Which our Windrunner is going to feel safe because she won't be able to see anything, but are they going to get behind her? I think they will indeed. And here comes the attack. There's the vision. Now she knows she's in trouble. Are we going to see the stun? There's the stun. Tornado drops down. The slow is doing a lot, but I think that might be it.
Yeah,
Dragonet was not able to get into position.
That was not the best communication. Dragonet was really far away. In fact, he had to stay back and salved up, and that gave Windrunner ample enough time to get out of the Tornado range. And Windrun is going to allow you to survive like that. Unfortunately, he's going to have to spend quite a bit of gold as we see another salve, another set of tango being delivered. She's spending all her hard-earned gold to get some healing done. So, not the best for him. Back in the mid lane here, we have a lot of mana being burned as Doombringer, very low HP. I think Doombringer might be bottle curling. Maybe. How did he get to full mana at this point before he got all burned off?
I have no idea. Unfortunately for him, the new addition or the new upgrade to the Forest Troll High Priest is not in the game. The thing gives you 2 mana regen per second,
right.
and it's ridiculously good. Such a good Doombringer early creep to pick up, and there is actually one in the jungle below him. So too bad for him. This would be a good game for it.
And here comes that backstab gank I was talking about here. The Centaur not fast enough to outrun the Windrunner, but they'll gladly take this tower. Illusion Rune on the bench. That's going to provide some decent tanking. Waiting for the creep to come in. The Miwa gun is here. The Siege creep doing some big damage. And actually Chen taking tower damage. You got to be very careful. And he's... very nice move there to actually redirect the aggro to one of the melee creeps. And Windrunner trying to defend his tower. I think he might actually defend this. Yes, he will.
Yeah, he pinged the crap out of that thing. It really did not want the tower to go down. The Siege creep is going to put the tower within deniable range, and Windrunner is going to die this year, so a little bit of a loss there by the Radiant team. They didn't have quite enough damage there, unfortunately, for Chen to fall tower damage, and did not feel safe staying around for good reasons, so tower will get denied. It's a little bit of a gold advantage for the Radiant team at the very least, and Doombringer is going to continue soloing against the Anti-Mage, who is now getting very close to his Vanguard, or possibly just going to pick up his Perseverance. I think it'd be smarter to get a Vanguard this game, just because Doom going through is going to make it so he can't blink, so he's definitely going to need more survivability, I think.
We'll see. Maybe he's going to play an Anti-Mage that's going to be a lot more defensive in terms of waiting for his teammate to get Doom first. And then, because if you're looking at the Doom, you see very many valid targets. You may want to get Doom off against a Venomancer before he drops his ultimate. That's pretty decent as well. So Doom's gonna have his work cut out for him. Top tower getting a lot of pressure on Enchantress Beastmaster, doing some damage. They still have wild access to kind of burst down the creep wave, if possible, if necessary. And back on the bot lane, DK still free farming it up. Very farm intensive game. And when farm intensive game goes like this, I think it favors the Radiant team a little bit more because they do have 2 very strong semi carries. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage plus maybe Beastmaster, Windrunner, they're kind of more utility-based heroes on the
Yeah, that's
side.
definitely true. And they're going to take the top tower, Enchantress, picking that off with the Beastmaster. Do they have an aura level? Yeah, they actually pick up 1 level of the Inner Beast just to give their creeps 18% attack speed. That's a pretty big boost to your damage by just putting 1 skill point in there. So I like that pickup by CLG, and they're going to even it out. Kill Death is still 2-0 though, and CLG is looking pretty happy right now. Anti-Mage getting more or less free farm in the mid lane, and will he be able to dominate the mid game?
We'll see. Maybe if this Venomancer hits a Gale and they get a kill on the Doom, would be very, very helpful. Doombringer has a magic wand instead of any mana regeneration. Somehow he's getting a lot of mana regeneration. I'm not seeing how he's getting it. Maybe he's getting sent by home by Chen, and then he's TPing right back in. I'm not too sure if that's the case. But whenever I see him,
just use Holy Persuasion, so
yeah, whenever I see him, he's at full mana and in some odd way. He does have the Doom right now. Maybe he's going to set up a gank on the bot lane. He is walking there. He does have Scorch Earth, and that's going to give him a little bit of extra mobility. And here we go. Will Venomancer suspect this? They don't have a war scouting anything out. Venomancer is going to be dead. But the question is, will they get a couple kills and return? Pino is going to get focused right now. Where's the Doom? There's a net on him. Doom on top of Pino, or Pycat, excuse me. He's going to be dead. And Venomancer now being focused by 3 or 4. Yeah, he's going to go down as well. Great gang coming in here. And that's going to even the score at 2-2. But look at Anti-Mage in the mid lane. He says, okay, time to whack on some towers.
And he will pick up Power Treads. So he's going to go for the HP survivability, possibly still going to go for the Battle Fury. Enchantress gets a kill on the Enigma, diving on the top lane. Missed that one. But lots of Eidolons still doing some damage there. But either way, nice gank by the Doombringer. It's so important to go use your Doom as soon as you hit level 6, because you get that little viability there. They're able to get the kill, and with the coordination with the other stunners, you know, that's a guaranteed double kill. It's pretty easy to pick that up for them.
Right. And he's going to journey back to the mid lane really quickly to defend his tower, as he's taking a lot of damage. Generally, like we talked about last game, how CLG was able to keep out the tower for a long time in the last game, which was really good for them. But right now, Fnatic on the opposite end, losing the tower. It looks like Doombringer forced to go back as he is out of mana. And if Anti-Mage could actually press on this, yeah, his teammates coming in from top, I think this mid tower is going to go down.
Yeah, definitely very possible. Enigma's soloing on the top lane. Fnatic is actually pushing the bot lane with the Dragon, and he's actually got a Helm of Iron Will. Is he going to get an Armlet or a Helm of the Dominator? That's the real question. Well, Anti-Mage, he does get the last hit, nicely done by Loda there. And I think the Armlet versus Helm of the Dominator is going to be the biggest indication of how this game goes for Fnatic here. Are they going to try to out-carry the Anti-Mage by picking an Armlet with straight damage, or are they going to go more of a tanky Helm of the Dominator build?
Well, the Helm of Dominator could also use as be a farming to stack Ancients and go from that. But you don't actually need Helm to do that. You have a Chen, so
yep.
Definitely that's possible. Meanwhile, a little bit of gank on Gordon. Shaco shot, barely latched on the tree behind it, and now the slowed up Gordon half HP. He's still extremely tanky with Dragon Blood and Helm regen. He's going to get sent back home. Nicely done by Chen here, rescuing his teammate. And DK going to get fully healed up and going to be right back in position. But here comes the Beastmaster. Beastmaster Roar is going to be in position. I think Roar not even necessary, as we see some Impetus Orb Walk. CLG is roaming off the map very, very aggressively. Enchantress and Beastmaster roaming together, and they're going to get even a kill here on the Wildkin. I think they could transition to a bot push if they want to.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good play by the Beastmaster to just be really, really conservative with his abilities there. He just used the lesser boar there to get the slow off on the Chen. Didn't need to waste an ulti on that. You know, he was completely out of position. Why use that? Now he doesn't have to wait 80 seconds in case somebody else shows up. And the Radiant team is going to definitely think twice about maybe pushing this here. Doombringer possibly going for Power Treads this game, a little uncharacteristic. Almost always see Phase Boots, but this way he can probably skip the Vanguard and still have decent enough HP as a result.
Yep. Question is whether CLG is going to push the tier 2 tower as they're storming down that bot lane. Beastmaster is going to go Secret Shot. I'm not too sure it's going to be rejoining. He does have a Blink Dagger. This is one of the earliest Blink Dagger. Just treads right into a Blink with a bottle. And that's going to be really nice in terms of initiating on some of these squishier heroes, such as Chen, Vengeful Spirit, and Enigma. If you pick them up before the team fight happens, you can grab yourself a huge advantage.
Yeah, or especially do like a blink, catch somebody out of position. Smoke coming from Fnatic, but Enchantress was in position to give vision on the Vengeful Spirit, and they're still going for the Anti-Mage. He does get Doom, there's the stun as well, and he could go down here. Wow, so much damage there. Really, really nicely done by Fnatic, and a little bit of miscommunication. I don't know if Enchantress spotted the smoke, but I know that Vengeful Spirit's smoke was removed. CLG picks up the tower on the bot lane to make up for it, but even still, they just lost their Anti-Mage.
Yep. Well, I guess the tower for a carry, especially this early on, might not be the worst trade, but that's not a trade they ever want to commit with the Anti-Mage dying there. But they did defend their tier 1 tower as Fnatic lost their tier 2, so that's more gold to them. The gold advantage chart very much so in favor of the dire side, as they're leading about by 7,000-ish, maybe even 8,000-ish. Yeah,
that's a big difference at 11 minutes into the game, guys. Really does make a big deal. Looks like Beastmaster is roaming around. Still hasn't used his Blink Dagger yet, but he's going to be looking for heroes that are out of position. He does have his Hawk, or is his Hawk dead, man? I don't see his Hawk anywhere. Oh, there it is. It's by Top Rune. And he is looking for a hero. He's going to find the Chen. He blinks through, blocks it in. Great play by the Beastmaster. He's not going to roar this once again. He's going to drop axes to get out of there, and running away. Is the Satyr going to be able to get a kill? No. The damage comes through, but it's not going to be enough. Beastmaster's going to be able to escape. A really nice play there. Once again, he still hasn't even used Roar yet. Just knows, I don't need to waste this spell, man. And this is Miracle playing it, I just now realized.
Miracle usually is a support player, showing the versatility of his play. Now playing a semi-carrier at this point, or maybe utility. He's going to spot the rune on the top lane. It's going to be a regeneration. and he's going to really like that one. In terms of checking the tower, the only tower that the CLG has lost was the bot tower that's denied. And against a Chen and Enigma from the other team, that is a really big accomplishment. In fact, they pushed down 4 towers themselves, and that's why they're leading by so much.
Yeah, they're doing a really, really good job right now. And that's not something you want to be in when you're fighting against an anti-mage. Usually you say, okay, we're going to push down early towers. They have a hard carry that's not going to be able to contribute very much early. We want to take a tower advantage, and then from there, we'll have more farm than their hard carry. And even though they have the really strong anti-mage here, we can still win this. So, not looking good for the Radiant team right now. Dragon Knight does pick up Helm of the Dominator this game. He's going to be able to get more armor and some lifesteal, which is going to help him survive. But is he going to get roared on? No, we're going to see axes from the Beastmaster, and that's about it. He's going to have to be a little careful here, but he's going to be fine.
Checking on anti-mage's farm, he is going to go for that Battle Fury. He's only sitting around 700 HP with that agility tread, despite getting ganked earlier. Not really afraid. Still going to be going for that very high DPS output, and it's not just DPS output, it's also a lot of farming with the Battle Fury cleave. So yeah, he's going to be just going through the jungle, getting some farm here, and be ready to help out his team if necessary. Gordon's going to be pop his dragon form, and he's going to be pushing up top. And the question is, how much will CLG defend this?
Yeah, there's a couple of heroes out of position. Pinoy on the bot lane doesn't even have a TP scroll. Looks like he might have one coming right now, and he does with wards as well. We'll see how long it takes for him to get to the tower. Will he be able to defend this? He's going to TP in a second. His arcane boots are ready to go. He's going to TP straight on the tower. This could be a little dangerous, but nobody's going to get disables off. The wards have gone down. Those are level 3 wards, almost level 7 here. He doesn't actually have his ulti, so that's another big deal. Even though he does have the arcane boots, he won't be able to contribute that much. Windrunner might get caught out of position. No, the courier is the Hawk is going to spot him out. Now he's taking a bunch of damage from the Gale, and Doom goes down on the Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage doesn't even care, man. He's just going to auto-attack Doom down.
Yep, Doom was a little bit out of position, forced to drop his Doom. I'm not too sure whether he should even just hold on to it, because it is such a long cooldown that you don't want to waste it. But they traded Doom for Enchantress, a trade that they don't mind taking here. And here we go, the CLG team right in position as Shackle Shot's going to latch for sure. Shackle Shot on the 2 supports. Vengeful Spirit is going to be dead. They still have the Beastmaster Roar, I presume. Are they going to use it? Are they going to use it? They might use it right now. Blink and block from Miracle. No mana for it, but Anti-Mage picks up a triple. That's a 4-for-1 fight. And this game is getting a little bit out of control. That's
the point where you say, oh god, the Anti-Mage got a triple kill and it's 14 minutes in the game. That's right when he should be getting those, just by picking off the easy support heroes, blinking from target to target. He only has 1 level of spell shield. He doesn't even care, man. He is all about aggression and blinking away. He knows that if he gets doomed, he's probably going to die anyways, so picking up a bunch of spell shields there are most likely not going to help him. But he does have the Battle Fury. He's still only 800 HP, but he is pretty happy. He's got to be with his team's situation right now.
Yep. Again, 4 towers against 1 denied tower, and that's the situation. Go difference chart, we're looking at 7,500 here. Very decent for Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage going to keep on farming. He does have the Battle Fury now, so we're looking at some decent regen and the ability to pressure tower as well. Miracle is invis. His Beastmaster Roar is off cooldown, so he can go for a kill with the help of a teammate. And that might just be Enchantress on the other side of the ledge.
Yeah, we'll see. He does want to rush somebody, but he's kind of in a weird position, completely surrounded by a lot of enemy players. Dragon Knight is going to ulti this, looking for a mid tower. Will he be able to get the kill? He will get the last hit. He's going to blink across. No roar coming from him. Unlikely he would be able to kill the Dragon Knight. And bot lane being pushed a little bit by Anti-Mage once again. He's up to 1,000 gold now. Surely he's going to start on his Manta style, and at that point things are going to get really unfortunate.
Yep. You think this will be a Black King Bar game, or... Well, actually, I never really see Black King Bar being purchased on Anti-Mage anyway, so maybe not.
Yeah. Once you get that Manta style, man, it doesn't even matter. It's like, go ahead, try to stun me, you know?
Yeah.
Just makes you so much more survivable at that point. I don't think he's going to be that concerned. Looks like Miracle wants to go on the Vengeful Spirit. Enchantress is in position, dropping down the Impetus, but is it going to be enough? Yes, the Power Shot will get the kill. And now going after the Enigma, who is trying to save him. He does have a Black Hole, but will he use it? There's a Shackle Shot. Is he going to be sent back in time by Chen? And yes, he will. Nice play by Chen there, keeping that Enigma alive.
Which is pretty key. You don't want him to fall too much behind. He really liked that. He just liked the level advantage. You don't. Some players, I don't even see them leveling the Black Hole, because leveling the Black Hole does not increase the stun duration, increase the damage, which we don't really care. It lowers the cooldown just by 10 seconds. But what the downside of leveling the Black Hole is, you increase the mana cost by a lot. So a lot of the Enigma players sometimes don't even level that up. But you just want a level advantage. You just want to tank at this point, because if you run in and try to drop off your Black Hole and you get roared and killed, well, there goes your Black Hole. So
Yeah. Or even if you get your black hole off and they just right click you and
Right.
you only have 800 HP, or you go, that's sometimes the mistake of Enigmas where they go really, really fast blink dagger. It's like, even if you get that really good initiation off, you're going to die so fast after it's done, or sometimes you won't even survive to get through the black hole. So that can make a big difference. I personally really like the Soul Ring tank kind of Enigma, sometimes even seeing a mech on him as well, but it's going to be on the Chen instead. Chen getting very close to that, and now Fnatic going to be doing a little bit of 5-man pushing here. No, actually, Doombringer swinging into the bot lane. I love the fact that he picked up the Drum of Endurance, by the way, just boosting up his mana pool, most importantly, by 9. He doesn't really need the agility super by a whole lot, but the strength bonus is very nice. Yep, it's a little bit of armor, 1.1 and 2/7, I believe, so
Right.
Gonna give him a little bit more extra survivability.
Yep. We're seeing DK sitting around 3,000 gold, and the question is, where is he going to be spending this chunk of money? Seeing a helm, it might be a Satanic, but that's too early in the game to actually make it good. It might be a Relic.
Fingers crossed for Relic. I love Radiance Dragonite. It's actually kind of a really fun build to use. Just, I mean, at that point, once you have the Radiance, your decision making in team fights is all about staying alive as long as possible. You don't have to worry about just auto attacking down targets. Once he has that Helm of the Dominator, he is going to pick up a Hyperstone, actually.
Yep.
It's kind of interesting he saved up his money, but he's going to get an AC now, and this is actually really smart as well. Lowers the armor of the... Wow, Enigma gets a TP out in the jungle. Wow, that was close. Holy crap. But yeah, once he gets the AC, lowers the armor of the Anti-Mage, so he actually does good damage. Because it is all about doing physical damage to Anti-Mage, pretty much. So by picking up the Helm of the Dominator and the AC, he's just going to be able to right-click the Anti-Mage. He's not going to have to worry about dying.
Of course, and the fact that he does splashes damage will be very helpful as he's healing more and more. It might not be an AC. We definitely seen some Maelstrom upgrades, but generally when you go for Maelstrom, you generally get that first before you Hyperstone, but it's most likely AC.
Or just picking up tank items. Usually I've seen things like Vanguard into Mjolnir on Dragonite. He's going to pick up a plate mail though, so surely he's going to be getting an AC here.
Right.
He's going to be so tanky, man. He's got plus 23 armor in case Dragon Blood didn't give you enough. He's going to be taking virtually no damage at all from this Anti-Mage. His HP is quite low though, only sitting at about 1200. And I think Anti-Mage is just about that as well. Yeah, he's got 1000. He actually picks up his Vitality Booster right off the bat. Something very smart, I think. And then he's probably going to build into the Manta style and then later use that Vitality Booster for Heart. But I really like this decision making by Loda.
Yep. But you got to keep in mind, like what you said earlier, that Enchantress will be doing pure damage. And now Dragonite's actually not that tanky against that because he only got, 1200 HP. Armor will not contribute to anything. And now Enigma pulling his ahead right now, scaring everyone away, realizing that there's not enough people to defend. So Fnatic gets a free tower at this point, and they need a lot more of those free towers. But back in the... Look at the Roshan getting sniped.
By 2 heroes.
Yep, I do not believe that they expected this, and now they're like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Wow, and Loda's actually just going to make a Vanguard right now. Very interesting. Not very usual that we see a mid-game Vanguard like this, and I think they're just really worried about the pushing coming from Fnatic right now. Very, very interesting item build. Very variable. We almost never see Vanguards on Anti-Mage anymore, but he's getting ready to go in. He is regenning up. He's at 800 HP. No blink yet. There he's going in. He's going on the Vengeful Spirit. Immediately gets doomed, and the Courier coming through as well. And he's going to go down. He will respawn here because he did have the Aegis, but there's the ulti from Veteman. So this doesn't look too good for the Dire. No, Enigma goes down, gets bursted. There's the stun from Dragonite. Anti-Mage will blink out, but he's taking so much damage here. Not able to do as much as he was hoping. Vengeful Spirit gets dropped. Big Shackle Shot now on Doombringer. Going straight, going to drain all the mana from the Dragonite. There's the ulti as well from Anti-Mage. He's going to clean it up finally.
Wow. That team fight looked really bad for CLG as the 4 guys on the Radiant were not dying. Chen was doing a beautiful job keeping them alive. Of course, Dragonite and Doom are great tankers in their own right, but Anti-Mage bait out the Doom with his Aegis and his Mana Void on the mana-free DK, was able to do a lot of AoE damage in that regard, and they cleaned up afterwards. Shackle Shot was huge though in that fight.
Yeah, it would have been completely different. I mean, there was virtually nobody left, and they happened to get the Shackle Shot off. I think if it wasn't for that, they could have maybe fought a little bit more. Anti-Mage might not have been able to get an extra kill. He might have had to have been going to somebody like Enchantress, perhaps. But yeah, when they're stunned like that, he's going to blink in and say, all right, time to do a crap load of damage to these guys. Now that I have my Battle Fury finish, and my Yasha, and my Mana Break is doing 64 mana drained, it's just really, really strong. So we're going to probably see him grab that Manta style for sure now, guys, I swear. Too many Manta style now.
He does
he's
going to go SMY and be like, yo, come on, man.
Just to showdown, just to shut Purge up, pretty much.
But how that...
He's going to get stack here.
how the fight traded off is like they basically traded gold in that regard. They lost the top tier tower. They got a Roshan kill back, so the gold is a little bit even in that regard. But they traded an Aegis for a Doom, and they won the team fight from that regard. They defended the tier 2 tower. So very much so, I think CLG is in the lead, and with the anti-mage as one of the most reliable carry in the late game situation, I think CLG is looking pretty good, even though we're only 23 minutes in the game.
Yeah, that's true. And we see another mid-game Vanguard coming out on Doombringer this time. It's going to give him some damage block, but at this point, I think just getting a Vitality booster with some armor would have been much more useful. Are they going to jump on the Doom? He's going to pop Scorched Earth. He's a little scared here, for good reason. He doesn't realize Anti-Mage is around, but Anti-Mage is going to go back to farming. His gold per minute just gets ridiculous once you get that Battle Fury and you hang out in the neutral creeps, so.
Yep. Yeah, I like what you talked about for Doom's item choice here. Getting a VIP booster for, what, 1,000 gold? You could spend just a little bit more and get a plate mail, and your survivability against physical attacks would be way, way higher. Because he naturally has very low armor to begin with. And if you're looking at damage coming from the Dire side, it's a mixture of physical and magical, and maybe that's why he's preferring the Vanguard instead. But it's not an item that you really want to hold on to 40 minutes into the game. And getting it so late, you know, you already lost a lot of effective time use for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there are a lot of piddly damage sources coming out of the Dire team, though. Venomancer wards being one of them. And you have Beastmaster's creeps, Enchantress creeps.
Right.
Vanguard is really good for any of those targets. But Enchantress does do pure damage either way, so you could argue that a plate mail wouldn't be that useful on him either way.
That's
so
true.
I think that's kind of his thought process there. It will help out against Anti-Mage. Maybe an armor item after this would be really good. Something like a Shiva's I would maybe like to see.
Yeah, he's long given up any kind of Radiance aspiration. As we see, Invisible Beastmaster, Miracle's finding these runes. He does have Necro Book too as well, so if he could find a very squishy support like Ventureser by himself, that's a free kill, so he's looking. Well, the big dive on the bot lane here, Grazin survives long enough to get a hand, but Windrunner power shot.
That was a clutch power shot, man. If that didn't land, they backed up. They said, you know what, Doom's gone. We're not going to get him. And the power shot came through, barely snagged the kill. If that went to happen, that would have been like an ulti from Anti-Mage and just a Focus Fire. He even used Focus Fire. Almost never see Focus Fires coming from Windrunners right now. But he ends up dying. Very rough for him. He's at 1,000 gold. Can probably buy back. Yeah, he can buy back, but I don't expect him to do so. Possibly going to save it for his next item.
Yeah, they're gonna have enough time to defend this, yeah. And Doom's gonna be back in 10 seconds, so whether CLG's gonna persist with this push is the other question here. As we see a chicken coming from Anti-Mage, I do believe that is a Manta style completed there. It looks like the CLG guys a little bit dispersed. Let's see on the Crow, that is an Ultimate Orb and a recipe. Yes, Manta style is up on the Anti-Mage. And the dangerous thing about this build is you could blink in, pop your Manta, and right click on Doom, and he's gonna be out of mana before he even casts anything. Of course, well, he does have a drum, so that's a little bit helpful in that regard, but Chen decides to be out of position.
Yeah, that was a really good initiation there. Miracle was busy auto-attacking creeps, and all of a sudden he's like, oh god, there's a Chen there. Blink, Roar, Necros, and Anti-Mage comes in as well and gets an easy kill there, so looking really good for CLG. They're getting ready to push again. They have a Dark Troll Warlord ready to go. He's out of mana, but that's okay. They can take the tower here. Chen is dead, no heals coming from him, no safety measures, not going to be able to send people back. And even Enigma's at half HP, so there's an easy tower going down. And CLG continuing their lead. They still have their 3 tier 2 towers up, and there's only tier 2 tower left for the Radiant team.
Yep, and here comes the Rax push. Glyph is already used very early on. Venomancer doing his job, stacking wards up on the high ground, providing sight and force, some residual damage as well. Doombringer comes in. It's going to scare everyone away. His next item will be an Ogre Club. No idea whether it's going to be an Axe Scepter or a Black King Bar.
I think either would be good, man. If he could get an Aghanim Scepter and just Doom on Windrunner, that's like a dead Windrunner. It really does do a lot of damage. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a great item on Doombringer, but in a situation like this, if you just kill Windrunner and she has a Sheep and a Mech and a Force Staff, disables all those items, and that's a big advantage for your team.
Or maybe Enchantress. She does have an Axe Scepter, so she's throwing out a lot of damage as well. 5 to 16, and they might get backstab right here. And so Enchantress sends a couple creeps in. And this guy, Fnatic's just like, we're going to take mid tower. And let's see if we get a backstab. There's a haste rune right there. Anti-Mage will gladly pick that one up. Yes, you can Manta and retain your haste. That is not supposed to work. but it's gonna work right
Seems
here.
like a pet peeve of yours.
Yeah, man, these runes. Black Hole on just one! He's gonna die. Anti-Mage blinks right out here, but oh, they are gonna pick out the Venomancer right off the bat as well. Enchantress doing massive damage. Look at that Shackle Shot. Anti-Mage right back in position. Can he do the right click? You bet he can. Pops the Mantis out right now, and that Dragon just have to run. His armor not being too helpful here. And God comes right in, but everyone just dies. And Fnatic in huge trouble. Anti-Mage chasing and killing spree on Enchantress. Anti-Mage picks up yet another kill. That was 1 for 4.
Yeah, that was rough for Fnatic there. Once again, the Shackle Shot, man, catching two heroes together. I believe that was Doombringer and Chen. Doombringer loses all of his mana at that point. Chen is not able to heal or send anyone back. And, you know, that was just over. I mean, Dragon Knight does have his AC, but he doesn't have any kind of burst mana. He doesn't have a Soul Ring. He doesn't have a Wand. So if his mana is drained, what is he doing in a team fight? He's auto-attacking, and that's it. And that's really not doing very much. He needs to be able to throw out the stuns or the Flame Breaths, and I kind of wish he really had at least a Magic Stick.
Yep. The lack of Magic Stick is a little bit of concern, and I think in this game we're seeing why Anti-Mage is the annoying carry that he is. It's not like he deals a lot of damage. He does deal a lot of damage, but the mana break is sometimes wins fight by itself, because if you can't cast stuff, it don't matter. Winner gets swapped, Doom immediately on him, no Force Staff, he's done. But Anti-Mage right back in position to do more right click. Just by himself, he could scare away so many people. And the last two Black Hole we've seen from Mitch is exactly as you described. He was able to drop it off, but he just dies so quickly that doesn't even matter. Here comes a Roar, and look at the Anti-Mage burning all that mana, and he's gonna get sent home with the help of Chen. And Anti-Mage still taking massive amount of stuns. Mitch is going to get down. Loda, by the way, half HP says... Half HP still enough to pull all you supports. And that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Yeah, wow. Just cleaning up so easy. And there's the Manta style, trying to pick off the bench. One hit. Easy kills there. And a mech now from Windrunner, who bought back, apparently, and came back to the lane. And that's going to be Midrax dropping down. CLG is looking good, man. Possibly going to go after the Dragon Knight. He's trying to defend this, but they're going to be looking to take a second rack. Dragon Knight has to be really careful that he stays alive for 20 seconds until his allies are back up again. Doomer's not going to have his ulti for 50 seconds, so his contributions aren't going to be that significant, but he does have the Alpha Wolf creep at least, so there's going to be good damage coming out of the Dragon Knight.
Anti-Mage blinks right back in. Dragon Knight half HP at this point. Shackle Shot not gonna latch. Finally, he missed one, but looks like Dragon Knight will be dead. Doombringer will be dead as well, trying to do as much damage as possible, but the wrong target. As we see 4 of the guys, look at how low their HP is. Oh, they were low in just a bit. Did they wand up or something? No, they're gonna back off for now. Anti-Mage, 4.6k goal in the bank.
That's gonna almost buy him a heart, but let's just talk about Fnatic, what they just did there. Like I said, Dragon Knight needed to stay alive for 20 seconds till all of his allies were up. I'm even surprised that you know, CLG isn't necessarily pushing their racks right now. They almost killed a couple heroes, but what did Fnatic accomplish there? Absolutely nothing, other than like keeping them from pushing. If they just would have waited 20 seconds instead of engaging on the low ground, there wasn't even like a threat to their racks or anything. They just decided to be aggressive, and both of those two heroes died when they could have just waited 15 seconds for their supports to get back.
Yeah, CLG definitely did not have the creep equilibrium, so you know, even if they want to siege on the tower without creep support would have, you know, taken a while for them to bring down that. Even if they lose the tower, it's probably better to not lose your Dragon Knight and Doom in that case. And they lost both, so that's very unfortunate. Dragon Knight, no item extension because all these thefts and all these buybacks and whatnot. Enchantress picks up Yule Scepter. That's cool. I guess the plus 25 movement speed actually would be really nice for her orb blocking and whatever else. The mana regeneration, which, you know, is pretty decent considering that she doesn't have a stable mana regeneration item. Here comes the Roshan Incarnation number 2. I don't think Anti-Mage even needs it at this point.
He's got his heart.
Your Windrunner, who is the focus of all these fights.
Yeah, I would agree. Sell that wand on Pycat and pick up the Aegis. I think that would be the smart decision. I just don't see Anti-Mage dying, to be completely honest. Once he's fully healed from this heart, 2600 HP. He's going to pick it up either way, though.
Because he's boss.
Yeah, I guess, you know, now he's really, no matter what happens, he's never going to die. Even if, like, his whole team died, he could probably do, like, a 1v5.
Or he could just blink out. He can survive long enough and blink out. He's just...
Yeah. So they're going to have that guaranteed win in that sense. In the next team fight, they're going to be pushing towards the bottom lane, and there's a couple CLG members in the mid lane. I love the Vlad's pickup on Beastmaster. It's such a good pushing item. That 5 armor aura is not to be underestimated. He's going to be chased a little bit, though. Vengeful Spear wanted to get a swap off, but not going to be able to grab that. Venomancer invisible as well. He's got a gem with a hood and an Ogre Club, but Anti-Mage going for kills. He almost kills Vengeful Spear in a 2-shot. The Shackle lands on Doom. He's not going to get his ulti off nearly in time, and Aurora goes down on Enigma. He's going to be in the next to fall. Most likely, the Hand of God doesn't even matter, man. Animage hasn't taken a single hit yet, and he is just right-clicking.
Everyone just dies. That's to summarize what happened in the last fight. CLG and Lotus Anti-Mage. Look at them. Don't care. Tanking the fountain. And they're gonna just get the Raxes.
Yeah, they could just end the game here. Dragonite was doing really good, just actually standing toe-to-toe there. The more damage was done to Dragonite when Anti-Mage was cleaving from a neutral creep onto the Dragonite. That did more damage, because he has like 35 armor or something. He's gonna get sent back in his own base, but it's not gonna matter. He still gets picked off too fast, man. And
actually, that makes sense. When they're cleaving off a creep, it ignores armor.
Well, it does the damage based on the target you hit, and then the cleave does more then.
Right. Well...
Yeah. The cleave does more than if he was hitting Dragonite and cleaving.
Yes. Anyways, that was your mech lesson of the day. No, this has been a presentation of the Premier League. We're done with the broadcast today. Fnatic and CLG evens the game 1 apiece. And Loda answers right back with an Anti-Mage on the game number 2. So that's it from us today. And thank you, Purge, for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Very fun. And our next broadcast will be tomorrow. Let me double check on that real fast. Don't want to say the wrong date.
That would be embarrassing.
Yes. It feels like I have broadcasts every single day, so I don't really know.
I know what that's like. I've had it pretty easy the last 2 weeks. Gladly, it's tough to wake up every morning and do casts for a couple hours.
There's no broadcast on Friday. It is going to be on Saturday. We're going to have Fire versus Absolute Legend again.
Cool. Dang. Sounds good.
And then we're going to have MYM versus Na'Vi after that. So those are going to be great games. And we'll see you then. So that concludes our broadcast today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, Luminous and Purge signing off.